this was something that this is something that I found really interesting in the way that these two shows have portrayed Luke Skywalker, because we know where Luke winds up. We see where he winds up in Last Jedi, and he's this grumpy old man who sees himself as a failure and is essentially just waiting on that island to die. And a lot of people had a hard time circling that square of how do we go from the guy at the end of Return of the Jedi to this guy here. And, you know, personally, I've always loved that portrayal of Luke. I've loved that interpretation. I love what Ryan did with Luke and the way he tried to do something unique and different and honest with Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker can't be a perfect hero if the story's going to be interesting, and it's more real for him to fail and have to learn from it. And you know what this version of Luke that we're seeing here is really interesting, because in a sense he's giving a little it's giving a little bit of that wish fulfillment Luke, of that Luke we all wanted to see, that wise Jedi master. Because when he's training with Grogu, he feels like the wise Jedi master everybody imagined he would be after Return of the Jedi. You know, he climbs up that tree with Grogu in his backpack, and he says the galaxy is a dangerous place, Grogu, but I will teach you to protect yourself. And he talks about balance. He says the wide world exists in balance. Feel the Force all around you. Through the Force, you will find balance as well. Like, here is this guy. He's the Jedi master that we all want. He's the and so you're getting that little bit of wish fulfillment from Luke. But with that wish fulfillment comes hints and seeds for what he will become, for where he winds up. And I think that final scene where he offers Grogu the choice is a little bit of a hint at what will eventually of him eventually fully believing in his own hype, for lack of a better term. You know, he says to Grogu, you know, if you take the lightsaber, I will train you to be a great Jedi. It's like, I can do this for you. I am a great Jedi, and I can teach you to be one too. So take this lightsaber and do that. And, you know, if Luke's training with Grogu goes well, and then his training with his next student, let's just imagine a name, pull a name out of thin air, Jason Syndulla. If that goes well too.
Hey.
If Luke's training starts to go really well, and if things go like really, really, really well with Grogu, where not only does Luke train a great Jedi for the future, but also he manages to mend the relationship between Jedi and Mandalorian, and these two ancient enemies become allies in the fight against the dark side. Like, I can see somebody who helps create that situation going like, yeah, I am awesome. Yeah, I can do no wrong. Yeah, bring on this hugely powerful nephew of mine. I got this, no problem. And then all of a sudden, things don't go the way he expects. Things aren't going to go the way you think. And he's left kind of in a bind where he thinks to continue to be what the galaxy needs, the legend of Luke Skywalker. He has to prevent evil before it even happens.
Yeah.
And that's where we find him in the tent, or the little shelter there that night with Ben Solo, where he, in a moment of weakness, in a moment of fear, not just of what Ben would do, but fear of, losing his status as a great Jedi of legend, thinks for a moment that the right thing to do is to murder his nephew. And then sorry, Ben, and then has to deal with the consequences of that decision.
Yeah.
I think that, like I said, the seeds, the hints at that moment are buried in that scene with Grogu, where he's basically making this kid choose. And I don't think, I think in one sense it's a very sort of noble thing of letting Grogu choose and letting Grogu do what Grogu wants. But in another sense, I don't know if it's the right choice to be offering him. And I think there's another way. And I think Grogu and Din and everybody will have to show Luke this third way of maybe you can be a Jedi and a Mandalorian. You don't have to pick one or the other, or you can take the best of both worlds and create something new, Hannah Montana.